Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5am Club. As you can see, it's the beginning of another day, so happy Saturday from an overcast but very still morning here in Sydney. I just love coming down here to Circular Quay. It just does something for me. But then again, there are millions and millions of tourists who would love to share this space and time with me, because this is a beautiful, beautiful place. Anyway, let's go on a walk and talk. I just got off the train, as you can see. I'm at Circular Quay station, and it's got to be the most beautiful train station in the whole wide world. Where else in the world can you hop off a train and be in a public space with a view like the one I've got here sprawled in front of me? Anyway, what I want to do today is I want to have a chat about a book summary that I've read with a very, very empowering message, a message of hope, a message of action that can change the way we live and the way we think, and hopefully help some people in their friendships and help mend some friendships in the future. The book that I'm referring to is called The Like Switch. The Like Switch by Jack Schafer. And he talks in the book there about techniques in terms of how to make friends and how to maintain relationships and all of that sort of stuff, which is useful, especially in a day, or in these days and times, when people's emotional intelligence may not be as strong as what it would have been in times gone by, because the digital age brings upon it its own challenges and its own distancing that changes the rules of friendship and also impacts the way we live together, we interact together, and all of those things. Anyway, I thoroughly enjoyed reading the book, because we're all social beings and we're all trying to make sense of each other. We're all trying to find meaning in our friendships, and we're just trying to hold on to as many friendships as possible, because in this day and age, with the amount of information, with the amount of posting, with the amount of disinformation, and with the amount of division that is caused by the media, by things like COVID, and the technology that we have available to us, it comes as no surprise that friendships don't last a distance, and you could be best friends. What do you call it? Besties. That term, besties. I love that term, besties. You can be besties, and in a year's time you could be arch enemies and hate each other's guts, which is sad. Because I remember when I was growing up, you learn your social skills through your friends, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful when you meet new people and you make new friends, and you honestly think that you're going to have these friends for life. But the reality is, unless you nurture those friendships, and then unless you actively work to manage and maintain those friendships, then those friendships are quite fleeting and disappear. But the other sad thing is that once you lose certain friendships, you lose the other connections which are attached to those friendships. So losing one friend, could end up meaning that you're dis-socialized, and you're removed from a social orbit, from a number of friends, family, and and communities. So let's walk and talk. I'll go down to the other end of the station and see what the view is like down there. But in this book by Jack Schafer, he talked about the letter technique. And I thought to myself, how bloody wonderful. How wonderful is this? And how important it is for people to be able to incorporate a friendship technique to help them maintain their friendships and make the most of their friendships. And it can also be used for marriages as well. There's no reason why this technique can't be used for marriages, can't be used in a family environment, and as well as being used in a friendship environment as well. But essentially, Jack Schafer in his book talks about the importance of early in a relationship. You know how when we first make friendships with people, we absolutely love everything about them. There's nothing that they can do wrong, and we think the world of them. And they're fair dinkum feelings. It's not just make-believe feelings, but because we're aroused and on a high, we tend to notice things that you wouldn't normally notice in other circumstances. But what Jack Schafer says is, early in a relationship, when you make a friendship with somebody, what you may want to consider doing. And I remember in the past, people would make friendship pacts, friends forever, and they'd get themselves little lockets and all that sort of stuff. So that's all good, but it's it's very, very girly. But a lot of people have used that sort of technique in the past. But what Jack Schafer talks about is something which is even more powerful. And you could do it on Facebook as well. You could make a post or write a letter. What Jack says is what you should do is check out these jacaranda trees before I go on. How beautiful are they? I love this time of year when the jacarandas are in full blossom. I can't wait to go to Kirribilli and take some photos on that magical street. I'll do a 5 a.m. club in Kirribilli with the jacarandas. Anyway, let's not lose the train of thought. But what Jack Schafer says is right at the beginning of a relationship, when you are really aroused with your friends around you and you're having the time of your lives, you're laughing at each other's jokes and fully into each other and seeing the best of each other, then what you should do is you should write a letter. You should write a letter to each other saying all the things you love about each other or all the things you like about each other, their personality, their jokes, their smile. I don't know what it is, but each person has certain attributes which are appealing, and as a friend, now I'm not talking about the sexual things, I'm just talking about the friendship things, and you can just clearly and emotionally articulate all of those things in a friendship letter. And what Jack Schafer says is what you do is you take that letter and you seal it, but you don't give it to each other. But he says later on, when you hit a rocky patch or when the friendship sours, and all friendships sour. Now let's be honest, things happen, people change momentum, change focus, are carried away on other social orbits. Things happen, we just trust that, we understand that. But he says, once the friendship sours, what you should do as friends, as good friends, is make a pact to share those letters with each other when the time is right. And he said that thing alone, so when I read your letter and you read my letter, and we remind each other of all the great things that we liked about each other, he said that in itself could be enough to resurrect and reinvigorate the friendship. So how's that as an empowering technique that we could consider using in our lives? I think it's an absolutely awesome thing for young couples to do when they first get married, to write each other a letter, to remind themselves why they fell in love, what they loved about each other, what their dreams and future prospects look like, and to keep those sealed letters, and at times of trouble to then bring out those letters. And as I said before, you can do it in Facebook. You can just do a Facebook post and post it to private, and then later on all you do is you just go into your profile and you search by love letter. Just call it a love letter, and hopefully you don't find love letters to other people. And you share that letter with your partner, and they can see it time-stamped, 10 years ago. I loved you because of this, and I loved you because of that, and I'll always love you because you represent this, this and this to me and my family. You are my future, whatever it is. Each person, each relationship, each friendship, each couple are different. But if you can clearly articulate in a letter, in a love letter, to your friends, to your spouse, to your parents even, to your relatives, to your work peers. I wouldn't go as far as doing it with the work peers, but you can just do a private one just to remind yourself what you admired about certain mentors or certain people along the way, because even mentors lose their sparkle. As you grow and develop and become more like them, or even exceed them in some ways, because we're all growing and developing at different rates and speeds. Once you even become better than your mentor, they may lose the sparkle in your eyes. So it may be worthwhile to renew the relationship by reading the letter and understanding why you admired them in the first place, so that at least you can respectfully remember the things that they helped you with, and the magnetism that they had, and just to get you to remember and to respect them once again. But let's finish up with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, and I feel absolutely great on this beautiful Saturday morning. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant. And to all the people out there who have got a wonderful circle of friends around them, take some time to write love letters to each other. Even if you just do it by yourself without reciprocating with somebody else, when the relationship hits rocky ground or sours, you can share your letter with them. And that in itself may be enough to get them to be endeared to you once again, because of that beautiful memento of memory that you can revitalise and bring back to the fore. Anyway, take care everybody. Yassas from Jim's 5am Club, and I look forward to chatting to you again tomorrow from a different location with hopefully another empowering message. And let's make the most of today, this Saturday. Even if it's overcast, make the most of it, and may it be as productive and as memorable as possible, because today will never ever come back. Yassas, and bye for now.